Welcome to this special edition of Morgan the Asked For podcast. Sorry about my voice. It's still not good. It's actually kind of worse today. But I just felt I needed to get on here. There's probably some people that thought I would have came in on Friday or yesterday. I wanted to let the dust settle a little bit, gather my thoughts, get a little bit more information of the dumpster fire that's going on in Ames. And there's no other way to say it. It is a complete disaster up there right now in the football program. Now, the basketball program, Saturday morning, made it a little bit of break for Cyclone fans with their 20-point win over the number one team in the country in Purdue. So that was great. But the focus and the questions, the concerns, what is going on up there in the athletic department, from the AD to the football coaches to the football players, president's office, everybody, there's questions. I'm going to bring some of them up tonight, and we're going to see how it goes. I'm going to try to get a drink here and get it back. But first, I do want to thank, just everybody for watching and listening to the podcast, supporting me. This is a great format for me. I don't like texting. I don't like doing that stuff. I like talking. Okay. And right now, unfortunately, it's not great for me to talk with my voice, but I do appreciate those people that do listen. And I do hear from you, and I appreciate it a lot. First line I'm going to say here, all the coaches that we're talking about, they're all liars. They all preach commitment and loyalty, want it from the fan base. They want their undivided support. We're here for the long haul. Players, same thing. Loyal. Always a Cyclone. Always going for it. Nope, they're not. When a better situation arises, they leave. Watch Matt Campbell's press conference 10 years ago. Watch the new coach, Jimmy Rogers' press conference less than 1 year ago when he got hired at Washington State. I'm the most loyal. I'm the most committed. No, they aren't. Until the better situation arises, they're gone. AD, same way. I'm a Cyclone. Jamie Pollard, I've been here 21 years. He may not leave, but you can't tell me if Alabama came calling, he wouldn't listen and maybe go. He would. Cyclone fans, Hawkeye fans, we're going to be Hawkeye fans no matter who the coach is, no matter who the players are. They're just here. And this is so much more of a professional sport today than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 25 years ago when I was there and part of this. It's not even close. This is professional sports. Everybody's in it for one person and one person only, and that's themselves. And that's okay. I don't blame anybody. There's nothing wrong with that. But just admit it. Is there really any difference in what Lane Kiffin did to Ole Miss and what Matt Campbell did to Iowa State? No. It's the same thing. He's going to a place where he thinks he has a better chance to win football games and win a national championship with more resources. It is the exact same thing. And everybody was crucifying Lane Kiffin. He's a horrible person. He just moves. Absolutely. He's doing what's best for him. He might be the smartest one of us all. Double his salary every few years, more resources. Matt Campbell took 10 years to do it at least. The other thing, next on my list, and I'm going to I got notes here. I'm going to look down a little bit, look at them. Just tried to gather my thoughts a little bit. Saw this online a little bit. Is Matt Campbell burning Iowa State to the ground leaving this? The answer is yes. And is he doing it on purpose? That answer is yes as well. Now, is he actively saying, I'm trying to burn it down? No. But he's going to take the best coaches and he's going to take the best players with him. And then Jamie Pollard, by not hiring his offensive coordinator and Taylor Mauser, facilitated that. He could have saved some of the roster and some of the coaches by hiring Taylor Mauser. He didn't. He went outside, and we're going to get to that later in the podcast. I feel horrible for Jimmy Rogers. He's coming into just an absolute disaster this weekend. Just an absolute disaster. And then it comes out this morning. Jamie Pollard talks about money all the time. We don't have it. We need more of it. How is Matt Campbell's buyout only $2 million? All that means is he wanted to leave. He wanted the ability to just go wherever he wanted. All these other schools have 10, 15. Heck, we had to pay $4 million to Washington State. We lost $2 million in this situation. Then we lost another $500,000 today by not going to a bowl game, and then probably had to pay $500,000. And then if I'm the Big 12, I'm not giving us any share of the Big 12 bowl money. Heck no. There's more money gone. And we don't have it, is what they say. I don't believe that either, but that's a different story as well. There's some explaining to do up there. Not going to a bowl game. Say there's not enough healthy players. BS. They could have played. They didn't want to. This is a tinfoil hat for me. And Chris Williams has this, said this. I love Chris Williams. I am a Cyclone Fanatic Premium subscriber. I get his inside information, or his quick. It's not really inside information. It's just quicker than the others. But I don't agree with this. He said the meeting today was fine, and they truly just felt they didn't have enough players. Well, that might be true. I personally think it's a coaching problem. These coaches are not happy that they didn't hire one of their own, and they're all looking for work now. Because Campbell's not taking them all. And Rogers may try to keep one or two. But that's it. The best ones are going with Campbell. You're going to find out who his guys are. You're going to find out right now who he takes with and who he doesn't. You're going to find out. And then you're going to see who, just because, Terry Smith is being retained. I believe he coaches D-backs at Penn State. So maybe one of the D-back coaches isn't going to go with him. They might be able to stay. Deion Broomfield played for the Cyclones. He could be one to stay, maybe. But I truly think he's going to go to Penn State because he's going to work up. John Haycock is rumored to go with him to Penn State. Heard that isn't necessarily a finalized deal. He could retire, which wouldn't surprise me either. But yet, he's never had that job, the D coordinator at a team that can win the national championship. He's never had that. He's been in the game a long, long time. Give him a chance, if Campbell will. Deion Broomfield, same thing. Go be the co-DC. Haycock coaches 1 or 2 years, retires. Broomfield takes over. Taylor Mauser, gone. Guaranteed. Didn't get the job. There's no way. Should have given him the interim job at least and made him coach in the bowl game. Nope, he gone. And I don't blame him. He didn't get the job. Not good enough. Pollard talks about how it was a hard decision. It couldn't have been. There's no way it was a hard decision. He hired Jimmy Rogers before Matt Campbell officially was even announced at Penn State. You could have waited till today or even Saturday to announce Jimmy Rogers was the head coach. I believe that's why Iowa State fans are mad. We moved on before our coach had even left. We didn't even have a chance to say goodbye or appreciate what Campbell did. We just have to move on. And I get it. That's the world today. As soon as Matt Campbell said he was leaving to go to Penn State, you knew most of the coaches were going and most of the players were going, no matter what. But I do think they would have stayed for the bowl game if you would have just let it rest for a day, day and a half. You could have agreed to Jimmy Rogers being the head coach on Friday, but just don't announce it yet. Just announce it Saturday afternoon after the Iowa State basketball game. I think it would have been okay. And you still could have flown him in Saturday night, could have done your photo op. From everything I've read and heard, that tonight sometime was the team meeting where everybody's going to get introduced to Coach Rogers. Here, and it'll never come out. I would love to know who actually goes to that meeting. Does Rocco Beck? Does Ben Bramer? Does Carson Hansen? Does Abu Sama? Does Marcus Neal? Quentin Taylor's already gone. This week is going to be worse. You're going to see 20 guys hit the transfer portal. Now, officially, transfer portal doesn't open until January 2nd, which is kind of a good thing. So that's where they could say they're leaving, and that's okay. But they could have still played for Iowa State in a bowl game. You still had 15 practices that you could have practiced and got all these younger guys better at football, whether they're going to be Iowa State Cyclones or not. Could have got them better at football. It's just frustrating. Not happy. Let's look at my notes here. Here's the worst part. The fans are always the losers. Jimmy Pollard's still making his money. The players are all still making their money. Coaches are making their money. And Matt Campbell, I guarantee, doubled his salary this weekend. So that they don't care. They don't. They don't care about us. The fan, the little person. They say they do. And every single one of us is the same way. Those of you that know me, I coach PE in Ottumwa, Iowa. Love it there. Don't want to move. Planning on being there for the rest of my career. Loyal, committed. Hey, guess what? Waukee calls me tomorrow, doubles my salary, do the same job. Guess what? I'm probably gone. That's real life. It's okay. But don't spread loyalty and commitment when you know it's not true. It's not. They're there. They do the best they can. They're loyal and committed until something else comes up. Then they'll be loyal and committed. You're going to watch Coach Campbell's press conference tomorrow when he's introduced at Penn State. Hey, I was loyal and committed to Iowa State. I'll be loyal and committed to Penn State. In 3 years, let's say the New York Jet job opens up. He wants to go to the New York Jets. Go into the NFL. Loyal and committed. It's all a sham. It's all smoke and mirrors. Wizard of Oz, smoke and mirrors. I want to talk about the timeline here a little bit. James Franklin got fired on October 12th. Iowa State, the day before, lost to Colorado. So they were the second loss of a 4-game losing streak. The worst loss of the year. Colorado's not a horrible football team, and we lost to them because we were not good. Did Penn State reach out before they officially fired James Franklin to Matt Campbell or his representatives? And he was a little bit distracted. And then they went on to lose 2 more games. And everybody talked about how it's just been hard. There's just things going on. Was this the thing going on? I don't know. Just makes you think. He's going home. He's going to hear that too. We're going to hear that. He's going home. It's not. Home would be Ohio State. Home would be Pitt. It's closer to home. It's a better job than Pitt. Now, don't get me wrong. If you'd have told me 5 years ago Matt Campbell leaves for Penn State, I'm not surprised. Again, not blaming Matt Campbell. It just is what it is. It's today's college football world. We are professional sports. It's not college anymore. It's professional. When are they going to start saying that? This is professional sports. All these players are being paid, some of them a lot. And Iowa State better get their act together up there and start paying them and get with the program. The $21 million isn't enough now. The next step is everybody's going way above $21 million. It said Matt Campbell's getting $30 million in just football NIL. And he's getting $17 million for his assistants. If he got $13 or $14 million in football money last year, that'd have been all he would have got. He is doubling his salary for his players next year. And let alone doubling his salary for himself and his assistants. Good for him. Good. Do it. Get closer to home. Make more money. Go win 10 games. Get to the playoff. Win a playoff game. Maybe win a Big Ten championship. Maybe win a national championship. Go do it. But don't preach loyalty and commitment. Just say, hey, I'm here, doing the best I can. I will do it until I'm not the coach here anymore. It's okay. He stood up there Wednesday afternoon, signing a new class. All those kids signed with Iowa State, new coach. Some of them, I'm sure, are probably just going to go to Penn State. Some of them don't want to go to Penn State. They're from around here. Maybe they're not. They're, kind of borderline Iowa State recruits, so they're not Penn State recruits. They got to go find a new place now. They have no idea who Jimmy Rogers is. I would say 95% of Iowans, probably 99% of Iowans, 95% of diehard football fans in Iowa had no idea Jimmy Rogers existed until Thursday night, Friday morning, when his name was in the mix for getting the job because of relationship with Pollard and being at South Dakota State for a long, long time. As player and assistant before moving on to Washington State. But I don't think anybody in their wildest dreams would have thought he'd been the head coach before Matt Campbell got out of the meeting with the players. I just don't get it. A few things on Jamie Pollard. I think he's a lot to blame for this. Not because of Matt Campbell leaving. Maybe because, but I think no matter what the finances are at Iowa State, no matter what, Penn State's a better job than Iowa State. He probably would have left. But there's some things that I think we need to question, and we need to get some real information. I'm going to read what I kind of wrote here. He said he didn't try to keep him. You have to try to keep him here. You have to. You have to put it on the board. Hey, we'll pay you $10 million. We'll give you $25 million in NIL money. Whatever you can do, even if it's $20 million, whatever you can do, you have to give it to him. If he still leaves, he leaves. It's okay. But you have to try. You can't say I didn't try. He said he didn't try. That's crazy. I'm sorry, but that I don't understand that. You have to try. He can still say no. It's okay. And then I've said this already, but why is his buyout only $2 million? Penn State had to pay $2 million to get Matt Campbell. That number should have been $10 or $15 million. And we had to pay $4 million to get the new guy? Washington State with Jimmy Rogers had a higher buyout than Matt Campbell at Iowa State. That's crazy. Don't talk to me about money again, paying money to get out of a bowl game. Don't say we don't have money. We just lost like $3 million in this transaction. And probably got a worse coach. We don't know. He might, maybe not. Hope it's not. But we've had the best coach in Cyclone history in wins and the most successful 10 years in Cyclone football history with Matt Campbell. Now, Iowa State football does not have great history. One of the worst programs in football history. But he gave us hope. We felt like every Saturday we had a chance to win a football game, no matter who it was. We played Oregon. We played Notre Dame. We played Clemson. We played Miami. Played Oklahoma. And beat them in a regular season. He beat every Big 12 team he played. Won games against top 10 teams. COVID year, best year ever. I understand COVID. A little bit of an asterisk there. I understand that. But he still got us to a Big 12 championship game and won a Fiesta Bowl. Asterisk, not, whatever. I don't care. Still in the trophy case. Got us to a Big 12 championship game last year. One game away from going to the playoff. Didn't go our way. We weren't as good a team as Arizona State. That's okay. But we were there. We were on the way there this year, and then it derailed. I think this might have been one of the reasons it derailed. We'll find out more later. Hopefully. They're pretty secretive up there. Continue with Pollard. The dumpster fire was started by Matt Campbell leaving, but he ignited it, threw gasoline on it by not hiring Mauser. He knows how football works in 2025. If he hires Mauser, players stay. Not all. There's some that still leave. Matt Campbell still stakes some. But some stay. Some good players stay. There won't be any of the good players left. Because we keep getting told they take pay cuts to stay at Iowa State because of Matt Campbell. Well, Matt Campbell's not there anymore, and none of his assistants are there. They don't have the relationship with the new guy. They're not going to take a discount. They're going to get as much money as they can somewhere else. Good for them. I expect them to. Go do it. That's on Jamie Pollard. Reports are some of the staff wanted to stay. Now they won't have that opportunity. Just tear it down. The best 10 years in Iowa State football crashing down in 48 hours. And no chance to recover it. New era. New coaches. New support staff. People don't understand. It's not just the 10 coaches. that are on the field. There's behind the scenes guys making $30,000, $50,000. Just love football, love Iowa State. Probably wanted to stay. Jimmy Rogers is going to bring in his new guys to do that. That is the risk you take being part of a football program. Mike Modell, been at Iowa State since Dan McCarney. Video guy. I don't know what his situation is. I have not talked to him. I don't know when I will talk to him. Does Jimmy Rogers bring in his own video guy? I don't know. Is that a guy he can bring in? Or is it just Modell until he doesn't want to be? Or, does Campbell take him to Penn State? He's a Wisconsin guy originally, so that would not be going home for him like most of the coaches. Most of the coaches are from Ohio. I don't know. Modell's daughter graduated this year from Ames High. So maybe he'll go. Who knows? Good for him. Good luck, Mike. Whatever you do. I hope it's at Iowa State. He's an Iowa State guy. Been there for 30 years. All right. Got on my notes here. I kind of jumped ahead a little bit. He could have hired Jimmy Rogers yesterday or today, and it would have been okay. That was fast enough. Penn State got a really good football coach in 54 days. You didn't have to hire someone in 2 hours. You could have waited 24, 48 hours. It would have been okay. It wouldn't have changed that much. It would have let Cyclone fans digest what happened on Friday. You didn't give us that. You're crying in the press conference over Matt Campbell. Grieve, I understand your job is to look ahead and look to the future. I know that. That's why you get paid your salary, lots of money. But you had to know there was things you could have done to help keep Matt Campbell. Maybe in the long run it wouldn't have, but each and every year, give him a little bit more. Give him a little bit more control. Whatever he wants. Whatever he needs to be at the top of the game. And then the last thing. If this is straight coincidence, it's amazing coincidence. But Brent Bloom, leader of We Will Collective, and that is transitioning into the university. I understand there is change coming January 1. But there's something super fishy when your head, donor relations, head of the collective that has relationships that have done whatever he can to raise money, and that board quits, leaves, whatever you want to say. And then 2 days later, 3 days later, your coach leaves. That cannot be just coincidence, in my opinion. There's something fishy there, and I think people need to ask questions. Then kind of one of my last things here. Best 10-year streak in Iowa State football history. Burnt to the ground in 48 hours. Then here's maybe a bigger question. What does Brock Purdy? What does Charlie Kolar? What does Breeze Hall? Will McDonald? What do they do now? Do they come back to Iowa State because they were Cyclones? Or do they not come back now because everybody that coached them and helped them in their college years are gone? Do they go to Penn State? Do they go work out at Penn State because their strength coach is there now? They're probably not coming back to Iowa State as much as they would if Matt Campbell and his staff or someone from his staff or staff people are here. The program got burnt this weekend for things like that. And then this is finally, Jimmy Rogers is my new football coach. I'll be in the stands late August, cheering on the Cyclones. I will buy my tickets. I will buy my parking. I will park my camper there. And I will be the biggest Cyclone fan next fall there is. But right now it hurts. And there needs to be some questions asked and answered. Jamie Pollard has some questions. And I'm going to give Matt Campbell the benefit of the doubt today, but when Trevor and I get back together this week on Wednesday, I would like, he does not owe this to us, but I would, if Matt Campbell is as good a guy as he thinks he is or he says he is, he will give somebody an interview back in Iowa and thank everybody and at least try to say the right things. Hey, I just feel like this is just an opportunity I couldn't give up. I can give you the speech, but I still want to hear it from Coach Campbell. The Des Moines Register, Keith Murphy at WHO, Chris Williams aside. I don't care who it's with or all of them. I don't think he'd do it to all. He just needs to do it one time. The Cyclone fans deserve that. They really do. And Matt Campbell, that might be what you do owe Iowa State University and the Cyclone fans. You don't owe us anything else, but you might owe us that. That's my opinion there. Now, as fellow Cyclone fans, you can grieve. Don't grieve too long. Time to move on. Jamie Pollard said it best. There will be 100 and some guys on our football team next year, and we will try to win every football game. It's going to be more difficult. It's probably not going to be as successful as it was last year, or as it projected into next year as it did, this year. Rocco Becht is probably not going to be our quarterback. Ben Bramer will not be catching touchdown passes. Trevor Bohr won't be blocking for us. Marcus Neal won't be picking off passes or making a big stop on fourth down. I hope I'm wrong in those situations, but I'm not. Some of those guys will be playing for Penn State. And they'll talk about loyalty and commitment. And they probably are loyal and committed to Coach Campbell. They should be. Go Cyclones. Thank you for listening. Trev and I will be back Tuesday or Wednesday night with our regularly, and we'll talk about the playoff. We'll talk about Iowa State's huge win. We'll talk about the NFL. But I needed to do this. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk later.